everyone, it's Ann at Martin House Flowers. Hope you guys are having a great day in this beautiful weather. Today is a little bit windier than yesterday. Still, the sun is shining, and I waited for the afternoon to be able to work in the greenhouse here because it's shaded now. But it was full sun earlier. So it is a good time to now start hardening off your cool flowers. You've probably seen some other gardeners on YouTube doing the same. I've seen, let's see, Roxanne from Soil and Margaritas. I saw Crane earlier today hardening off their seeds on their patio. But my version of hardening them off is to leave them here in the greenhouse where the temperatures are nice and warm under the sun, and then cooler down to, they'll probably go down to about the 40s. And I'm totally fine with it because what I have in here so far are and I'll show you in a minute. I have 3 trays of sweet peas. I have a 10 by 10 of Salvia, Blue Monday. I have two 10 by 20 trays of Snapdragons, and a 10 by 10 of Snapdragons as well, 2 10 by 10s, and then I have some chamomile at the top. So the reason I brought them out here was, one, it was time to harden them off, and two, I wanted my neighbor to be able to come in here easily and water my seeds, to just check on them once or twice during the week, because Greg will be back by the 20th. I might be back by the 20th, 21st, depending on how my dad's doing, but I might stay another week. So anyway, yeah, I thought I would just continue on with the March seeds to sow. As per my last video, there was over 25 flower seeds to sow, but I thought I would do the 8-week box. And I might try poppies again because I tried some in a little container that I left out here. Unfortunately, probably didn't get watered, so nothing germinated. I have some lupins that I want to sow, but I do have to soak these overnight, so I'm going to set those aside to soak tonight. And then I have 3 kinds of asters that I want to sow. I have my Hazister Hagen Light Blue from Johnny's. I have my Lady Coral Lavender from Johnny's. I don't know why I show these. You can't see anything. There's no picture, but I'll pop it up on the screen. And then I have my yellow asters from M.I. Gardner. I also have 2 types of carnation, Jean Dion carnations in white, and I have this really soft pink La France carnation. And then I have also from M.I. Gardner some dwarf Cosmos Purity White. I do have a bunch of other ones that I guess are going to be sown later on because they're not in this box. But I do have some Celosia Pompous Plume that I did use these seeds last year, and I'm going to use these up. And I have 2 more packages. For my containers, I'm going to do Ageratum Red Flint. And then I have Balls Mixed. Also, both of these are from Baker Creek. So I'm going to sow those today. And the rest of what's in here are poppies. I don't know. I'm almost ready to give up on poppies because nothing has germinated. They say they can be direct sown in late spring, as soon as the soil can be worked. So maybe I'll throw some of these in the soil out there directly into the raised bed, because that's one thing I haven't tried. I did try putting these in my containers last year, and they didn't germinate. But I think it's because I had them right behind me here, where it's kind of shaded. in the afternoon, and it just gets morning sun. So who knows, but maybe I'll put those out and try direct sowing those. So yeah, let's get started with those, because if I'm gone for a week or two, I wanted to get a head start a little bit, not a head start, but start on my March seeds, because as you recall, I had over 25 flower seeds to sow. So if I have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's at least 9 or 10 here. That's at least half, or close to half of what I still have to do that I can finish up when I come back towards the end of March. So let's get started, and I'm going to make up some labels as well. I have these colorful labels that I ordered from Bootstrap Farmer. I ran out of my cheap white ones, and I've used those wooden popsicle sticks, and I don't like them. I don't know. People like them because they break down, but I just found that they smudge really easily, and they're not really visible. So I'm going to use these fancy things that I picked up here. They weren't that expensive from Bootstrap. I'm pretty sure I ordered them just to hit the free shipping minimum in my basket. So we'll get those going. I've pre-moistened the soil a little bit. I'm using this mixture, which is just a brand that I picked up at our local hardware store. It's the mycorrhizae in it, and so far so good. I've been using it to sow my other seeds. So thanks for joining me today, and I hope you like my new glasses. I just picked them up today as well. These are my prescription glasses, and they're transitional, and they're a little bit blue tinted, I think. But anyway, trying them out, and so we'll get going. So I saved this from our strawberries this week. And what a great container, because there are drainage holes already cut into there, these little slits all along. And then, the humidity dome is perfect. So I've got this strawberry container filled with some of this mix, this potting mix, and just one of these containers that we get our turkey in, our sandwich turkey. And I have cut a few slits in here, hoping that it drains okay. And I did sow some poppies in here, and for some reason they dried out. They were doing well, and then they just died on me. And then I have a couple of these mushroom containers that I haven't opened up yet, cut into yet. But this one I did, let's see, I don't know if I cut into here. Not yet. So anyway, I've got a few of these, 3 of them filled up. And then I'm going to do some soil blocks in my smaller trays that I don't love, because I've only had them a year and they've already started cracking. I do notice that these are all cracked, see? So I cannot use this because when I go to water it, it is going to just leak all over the place. So I can't use that. This one is also cracked. And it's literally disintegrating. So honestly, this is garbage. I can use this as a cover on top of my pansies when I'm, covering them for darkness, trying to create darkness, but the trays themselves are garbage. This one also has a hole in it, and if I go to water them, they're going to leak. So much for that idea. Whoa! And it's so heavy from the soil box that it just cracked. And it's not cracked all the way to the bottom, but I'm just looking to see if there's any holes underneath. Oh my goodness. Well, we will find out. And worst case scenario, I will individually pull out these blocks onto another tray. And I think I'm just going to go ahead and honestly transfer them because I don't want any accidents. I went inside into Eddie's big tub in our mudroom where we give Eddie a bath. But anyway, I gave these a really good wash inside and out. And the reason you want clean trays is you don't want to promote any extra bacteria in your soil blocks or in your soil. You just want to keep things as sterile as possible. And I am not even going to risk moving around with this tray of soil blocks. This is a very good test of how not strong these are. So I'm going to transfer one by one, unfortunately, these blocks into this 1020 tray. And bear with me while I do that. I wish I had one of those tongs that I've seen at Gardener's Supply, but I don't. So, maybe I can, I'm just going to do it by hand, see how this goes. So I have Lady Coral Lavender Aster. Five, six, seven, eight, nine. So let's do 3 of each so that we have a whole tray of asters. So then I have Hazes or Hagen Light Blue. I'm just going to do Hagen. And then Yellow Aster. All right. Aster Yellow germination 10 to 14 days. So that's perfect. If I'm gone for 2 weeks, the dome can sit on there for up to 2 weeks. Nobody has to water them. And let's see how tiny these seeds are. Oh, they're already coming out. Oh, they're a nice size. They're not too tiny. I'm loving this. So I'm going to take a little, maybe the bottom of my pen here, and just 1/8 of an inch is not very big. I think I mentioned before, some of the soil blocks come with a little indent in them. Mine don't. So I have to create a little divot with my pen. And then I'm just going to cover it with vermiculite. You'll see here, they're a nice size. You see that? And I dropped one. I'm going to drop one or two in each. I mean, these are new seeds, but I'm still going to do 2 per block just in case one doesn't germinate. I think the only time I don't do 1 or 2 is when I'm doing sweet peas, because sweet peas, you basically pre-sprout them by soaking them the night before. Nice and big. Woo! Look at these. After sowing the asters, I continued on with sowing the seeds for carnations, the dwarf purity cosmos, ageratum, and then as you could see, the sun was starting to set. So it was getting a little cool in the greenhouse, and it was time to finish up my seed sowing for the day. So the next morning, I decided to take a look at my trays. I fit them into the inside grow lights, and that's my tray of Celosia in the soil blocks, and in the strawberry container are some red Ageratum. These are pansies and petunias. More Snapdragons, a tray of the seeds I sowed yesterday. That's yarrow that's looking really slow. More Snapdragons and peppers, some petunias. And these are pansies that are also a little bit slow. And there's the last tray that I sowed yesterday. So back in the greenhouse, I just wanted to show these pots with the obelisks that will hold my sweet peas. There are some bulbs that are coming up of little grape hyacinths and regular blue hyacinths, hopefully, coming up. The second and the third container with obelisks that will hold the sweet peas, and hopefully some tulips will come up. The wreath of ivy, more bulbs that I forced. Sadly, my pot of foxtail fern in the corner there is not looking very promising. I think I'm going to need to replace it when I return. Finally, the updates on my forced bulbs in the garage. There's some daffodils and tulips coming up, and that's about it today. And I just want to thank you again for being with me, and I'll see you in the next video.